Good morning, welcome. Today I want to talk about the healing power of pain. And this is from some recent personal experience that I've had and some insights that experience has given me. So I woke up a week or so ago in extreme pain, nerve pain down my arm, unable to move my arm at all. And I worked out it comes from an accident that I had probably about 13 years ago, where I came off a mountain bike and landed on this side and had a sideways whiplash injury in my neck, right up in the back of here. And I've always managed it through yoga and Qigong and Tai Chi. And it was obvious that this had kicked off for whatever reason. Now, I had in the week before discovered that there was a ley line going through my house and I was sleeping in that energy. Now, ley line energy is brilliant energy, but not the best to sleep in if you want your nervous system to relax. So if you like, for a few months, my nervous system had been overstimulated. So this may have triggered sort of my body, my soul, my whole being, bringing forth this old injury for healing. So the timing was good. I had time to heal. I could create the space to heal. And it's part of this ongoing moving forward. So I thought I just had to put up with this sort of shoulder and occasional pain for the rest of my life and just manage it. But it seems that I have the opportunity to heal it for good. So it's the left side, which is the feminine. So this is where we listen to our body and we start to unravel why this pain, why now, and how do I respond to it positively? So it's the left side, which is the feminine. And that's very much the receptive, the receiving side. And it's going inward. It's some pain that's deep, that is deep in your psyche, deep in your energy field, deep in your body. And remember that these things I'm talking about today don't just apply to physical pain in our body, they apply to emotional, mental, spiritual pain as well. The insights are the same and the way of healing is the same. So the first thing is I knew that medicating and avoiding the pain was not the way to heal it. That just would get me into a cycle of dependency on medication and creating a dependence and an identification with the pain, as if this pain became who I am or part of who I am and how I define or see myself. So I decided that I would observe the pain, I would embrace the pain, I would go into the pain with my mind and my emotions, and I would see what the pain was trying to tell me, because pain is information, okay? It causes inflammation physically, but ultimately it's information. So what was this pain trying to tell me? And it's basically telling me where the energy in my body is blocked, where there's a misalignment, where I'm out of balance. So the first thing is to accept the pain, try to avoid it with painkillers, try not to dull it or damp it down unless it's too intense. So I accepted this pain, and when it was really bad, I would be pacing up and down saying, I embrace this pain, I am not this pain, I accept this pain in my body, like a mantra. So I was observing the pain. And that's the key to not identifying and attaching to it, is you bear witness to it. And this is where years of meditation helps me to step back and see the pain as just pain in my body. It's information. It's telling me what's out of alignment. It's giving me a nudge to heal. And then this way, it is a positive thing, even though it's painful. So detachment enables the healing. Because when we attach to pain and we start talking about my pain, or this pain is part of me, we're bringing it into defining us. And the true aspect of who we are is not our physical body. It lives in our physical body and can observe what's going on in our physical body the same way that essence observes what's going on in the world around us. It's no different. So it's interesting because I started reading Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth as I had some time, because he couldn't go anywhere or do anything. Okay, so it created the time. And he talks about the pain body. And our pain body is the energy we carry in our body from thoughts that create emotions. And this can have physical pain, and this energy gets locked in our body. And I just want to read a little bit from the insights that he has suggested on breaking free from this pain body. And remember, this can be emotional pain as well as physical pain. So he says, breaking free. The beginning of freedom from the pain body lies first of all in the realization that you have a pain body. Then, more important, in your ability to stay present enough, alert enough to notice the pain body in yourself as a heavy influx of negative emotions when it becomes active. And we know when we're in pain, we feel down. It brings our vibration and our frequency and our energy down if we identify it with it. If we choose to observe it, we stay up in that higher vibrational energy. I'll continue. When it is recognized, it can no longer pretend to be you and live and renew itself through you. And this is, I'll talk about this later in the video, where our thoughts and emotions feed a cycle of pain. It is your conscious presence that breaks the identification with the pain body. When you don't identify with it, the pain body can no longer control your thinking, and so cannot renew itself anymore by feeding on your thoughts. The pain body in most cases does not dissolve immediately, but once you have severed the link between it and your thinking, the pain body begins to lose energy. And I noticed this. I really noticed this when I embraced and accepted this pain and went into the pain and sent loving energy into my body, into the part that was in pain. So it's me that's sending loving energy into my body. The pain would diminish. And it's interesting that when I studied pharmacology, I was fascinated to learn that morphine, one of our most potent painkillers, physical painkillers, doesn't work on any of the pain pathways or the nervous system. It works on the limbic system, or the emotional system, emotional center of our brain. And it simply severs the connection between the emotional center and the pain experience. So what morphine does is it detaches us from our emotional response to the pain. It just switches off. We're not bothered by the pain emotionally. And so we don't feed it and get into a cycle of identifying with it and building up that pain, because we're starting to increase this pain body. So your thinking ceases to be clouded by emotion. Your present perceptions are no longer distorted by the past. The energy that was trapped in the pain body then changes its vibrational frequency, and is transmuted into presence. In this way, the pain body becomes fuel for consciousness. This is why many of the wisest, most enlightened men and women on our planet once had a heavy pain body. And this is how we learn and heal from an episode or experience of pain, whether it's physical, whether it's emotional, a mental pain, a spiritual pain. So you recognize, also start to recognize how it serves you, because it will always serve you in some way. So for me, I've been talking about desperately needing a break and time off. It gave me that. It gave me a week of receiving receiving support from others, having to ask for help and accept help instead of always giving. And this is not something I'm good at, but I'm learning. It deepened some friendships as I let people help me and learned to accept offers of help. It also healed an unconscious belief that I have to do it all on my own, that strength is in doing it on my own. Strength is in having the courage to say, help, I need some help here. I met new people. A physio was able to come to my house, thank goodness, and show me how to untrap the nerve that had got trapped in this joint here. And I met someone who's like-minded. We had talks about all sorts. So I listened to my body instead of pushing through the pain, instead of trying to damp it down and carry on anyway. And also it opened up the idea that I could heal this past trauma for good. Because the interesting thing was, every time I did the stretches that were relieving the blockage in my neck, and I did the things to unblock the nerve that was trapped, I would get an emotional response. I'd get flashbacks to the original accident when I came off my mountain bike, to the reasons why I was going too fast and what I was trying to escape from, because I was in a situation where I wasn't being treated. No, I was allowing myself not to be treated very well by a particular person who was also mountain biking with me. And I was trying to escape that and going too fast round the corner, bang, broke 3 ribs, did this to my neck, and then had to mountain bike 40 minutes back to the car on adrenaline, luckily. And every time I released physically doing these stretches, I would get these realizations of what I was running from, what I needed to heal. It would go back to past childhood traumas where I allowed the same sort of treatment. It's been a week of releasing so much emotional pain that the physical pain has responded. It's died down. I can now lift my arm. I can't lift it right up, but it's so much better than it was a week ago. And interestingly, the physio said, Teresa, you were looking at a frozen shoulder here, 3 months at least, immobile. When I teach yoga for a living, that's not good. It's already, you know, in 10 days, nearly 2 weeks, it's, look, I've got so much mobility back because I embraced it and I've gone into the emotional component and the reasons why this has come up. For my healing. It's also healed a belief deep in my psyche that the only way to escape from this pattern of pain, of sort of abusive situations and relationships, was to leave the planet. An osteopath who looked at my neck about a year after the injury said, Teresa, you were millimeters away from severing your spinal cord. I know that in the flashbacks, there was an option at that point in that accident to go, to just say, I can't do this anymore. I'll catch it up in the next life. But I didn't. I made a choice to stay. So it gave me that courage and strength to stay. And this is where we come to trust that life in the universe, our soul, guides and helps us when we open to the healing process and embrace this healing process. And it's almost like there's a list. The next thing to be healed just naturally comes up, and life presents situations where you can heal that if you want to, or you can damp it down with medication, carry on doing what you're doing, and just put up with the pain. It's interesting also that the universe was helping me. Into my email popped up several different sources where astrology was combining with the tarot to give me readings on where I am at the moment. And they were perfect. They were spot on. And there unfolded even more self-awareness of who I am and what my purpose is, where I'm moving forward to, where I am right now, how I want to live my life and what matters to me now. There was almost felt like I was birthing a significant new phase. And it did happen around the new moon, Aquarius, flowing with life and birthing something new. So it helped me to let go a lot of attachments, a lot of beliefs, a lot of past trauma, to forgive, to bring more consciousness into that which was unconscious within me. It's interesting, the tarot said that I am very definitely on the path of the wounded healer. And I'm like, oh yes. Much of my life's lessons have enabled me to help others. Hence my inner prompting to do this video today. Often I learn something on Monday and I teach it to someone else on Tuesday. That's been my experience of my life. I feel able to relax now and trust this healing process. I can see a future where my body is whole and healed, and I don't have to just manage the trauma I was carrying in my neck and in my heart. And interestingly enough, there's a link to a knee problem I've had for a couple of years. And knees, it's the right side, the masculine, stepping forward out into the world. There's a diagonal effect going across your body. And once you unravel this, you unravel that, and you can move forward, left and right, masculine and feminine, coming into balance and alignment. A powerful, very powerful energy to move forward. I can open more fully to love. Be present even if there is pain. And this is powerful. If you can be present even when you're in pain, emotional or physical. Accept the pain is there as my healer to help me transform and teach me to love myself more. I feel grateful this happened and will be patient with the healing process. It's going to teach me patience, allowing it to take the time it does, to flow with the natural order of things, so that I come to see this as a blessing. And it's interesting, there's a loop in our body between that links, and this is to do with this pain body, to do with our physical body and the way it works with our ego and our personality. So our thoughts, say, think of your thoughts in your mind, for in your brain and your mind for simplicity's sake. And our feelings, think of those in your heart and your body, are linked. And what happens is when we have a particular thought, it produces chemicals in the body that invoke a feeling associated with that thought in our body. So if it's a negative thought, we have negative feelings. If it's a positive thought, we get positive feelings in our body. And then our body sends messenger signals back to the brain, back to our thoughts about how we're feeling. So if it was a negative thought that created this, horrible feeling in your body, this panicky fear response in our body, the body sends back fear messages to the brain, to the mind, to our thoughts. And we create more thoughts associated with that feeling. And this is where you might recognize this loop. You have a thought, you start to get a bit of discomfort in your body. That discomfort feeds back and the thought grows. And something that was just a thought becomes huge. It becomes much bigger. You blow it up. What if this happens? What if that happens? Oh my God, and it becomes, we make a mountain out of a molehill. And then that feeds back to the body, and the body feels even worse. And we get into what's called a negative thought feeling loop. And this is essentially our pain body. and I recognize this happening when at first, because I make my living doing something physical. Oh my God, how am I going to, how am I going to survive? What if this takes forever? I was going round this thought feeling loop, and it was making the pain worse. And there was one point there where it was almost pushing me beyond what I could handle. And then I stepped back and I recognized, I'm in the thought feeling loop. And to stop that thought feeling loop, you breathe into your belly, you close your eyes, you focus on your breath, and you go into the peace inside you. You find your true self who observes that thought feeling loop and is not caught up in that pain body. And when you do that, when you've practiced meditation, so I'm lucky I have that capacity to just recognize what's happening in my mind, step back from it and go, no, we're not doing this. I'm going in to find my peace. And when I go inwards to find my core, my essence, my soul, my peace, my true self, I come into the presence that Eckhart Tolle talked about. I come into the present moment where at this moment, yes, my body's in pain, but all those things that I was thinking, what if, they're not happening right now. They're me projecting fears from the past into the future. They're nothing to do with what's happening right here and now. Right here and now, I can manage this. I can go into the peace. And as soon as I went in, breathing deeply stimulates your vagus nerve, which calms everything down, which sends a lot of the natural endorphins and enkephalins into any sites of pain and reduces the pain. So the stressed, negative thought feeling loop, and we all have these, and they become habits. They become, I am a worrier, or this thought triggers my thought feeling negative loops. And sometimes they become personality traits. They're so entrenched. So they can be hard to break. They take perseverance because they're a deep groove. And you have to, as you change the pattern, you actually rewire the neurons in your brain. Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this, and he talks about the neurons that fire together, wire together. So we create these patterns of firing, and we can break that by consciously stepping back and creating new patterns. And this is the sort of background behind, if you see a negative thought, you can step back from it or change it to a positive one. So you can go around a positive thought feeling loop. And this is when we feel inspired. We listen to a speaker or music, or we watch an inspirational movie, and it has a positive effect on this thought feeling loop. Well, if they can do that, maybe I could do that. My body feels expansive and light, and things become possible when I go round this thought feeling loop. And a group of people together can be all lifted. So the negative thought feeling loop decreases our vibrational frequency, and the positive thought feeling loop raises our vibrational frequency. We're more conscious, there's more consciousness, we're present to the consciousness that's everywhere all the time anyway. And so in this way, pain can be your greatest healer. It can be a powerful healer. An episode of pain or discomfort or uncertainty or overwhelm, because it doesn't have to be physical pain, it can be emotional pain, is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to evolve into ever more of who you are. And it enables you to learn your lessons and maybe help others with those lessons. How good is that? How good is that? It doesn't get any better than that. And, that's what it's for. It's information. And so it's all about how we see it. We can go into the victim, poor me, why has this happened to me? It's not fair. And all those unconscious belief patterns. Or we can say, no, I'm going to step back from this because this is here to serve me. How does this serve me? And that's just a change of perception. We come into the present moment and realize we can accept and embrace this pain. But we know we are not our pain. We are that which observes it. And therefore, that's the key to healing. So what I want to do now is I want to do a meditation, because it's meditation that gives us the capacity to observe, to be in the present moment, in the place of the observer, of that presence within us, that consciousness. And we're going to do a meditation where we just practice finding the peace, connecting to our inner core and essence, so that we can step back from whatever is going on in the world around us, in our physical body, and especially in our thoughts. You know, we can step back and question them. We can step back and say, not going there with this. We can laugh at them. We can say, oh no, you're not getting me with that one. We're present to it and not ruled by them, not defined by the pain. We're not attached to the pain. It's not my pain. It's not me. It's just pain. And it's there for our healing. It's whatever needs healing next has come up for us. And that's a blessing. So let's go into meditation. Make sure you're sitting reasonably upright, so that your spine is aligned and the energy can flow through your chakras, and you can flow with the earth's energy and the higher spiritual energies. So have your feet uncrossed and firmly on the floor, hands resting gently in your lap. And just gently close your eyes to the world of the senses. And I want you to arrive in this moment, so you become present in the here and now. So just be aware of your body sitting on the chair. Be aware of the feeling of the clothes on your skin. Be aware of the connection between your feet, or the base chakra and the base of your spine, down into the earth. Because our beautiful earth knows all about healing. Nature knows how to heal. Become aware of sounds in the room. Become aware of the silence behind them. And now gradually become aware of your breathing. So at first, just notice as it comes in through your nose or your mouth. Ideally, your nose, if that's comfortable. Notice as it leaves. Just feel at one with that flow of the breath. Notice whether your physical body is relaxed or not. And as you breathe, gradually take that breath a little deeper with each breath cycle. And just do this in a most gentle way. Don't force it at all. And especially the space between your breastbone, your sternum, and your spine. So as you breathe through between these two bones, feel like you're creating a space deep in your chest for the breath to flow easily. Now go quietly, because this is where tension associated with emotional pain can be felt in the body. So just be kind and be gentle. Gradually breathing a little deeper, and this will relax your physical body. So that feels comfortable to breathe right down deep into your belly. Ideally, as you breathe in, your belly fills with air. As you breathe out, it gently comes back towards your spine, releasing the air, but it's a very natural flow, not forced, very comfortable. And you will find your rhythm. And as your body begins to relax, let your mind rest gently on the breath. So you're just following the path of the breath into your body, following it as it leaves. And you will find after a while that your focus is more of an inner focus, observing the breath. You've come right into full present awareness of your physical body from the inside. When your mind wanders, when thoughts, physical feelings, sounds catch your attention, as soon as you realize, just gently come back to the breath and come back with an attitude of loving kindness. Just let the breath take you into an awareness of the peace inside of you. In this place, we are whole, perfect and complete. We are balanced, calm and clear. This is the true nature of our mind and the nature of the observer. So as you focus on the breath and drop into the peace, you will notice thoughts still move through your mind. They come in, they move through, they pass on by, but they're not your focus. Your focus is the breath. You can simply observe or witness them. And if your thoughts are really trying to grab your attention, just acknowledge that and just come back to the breath anyway. This is all part of meditation. When you feel centered in a deep peace inside of you, just scan your physical body. And you're just noticing any areas of your physical body that might have some discomfort or feel heavy or not quite right for some reason. Now, don't go into a dialogue about what the reason is. That's not important. We're just observing any misalignments. And when you come across a part of the body that perhaps is not in harmony, where the energy is not flowing, take your awareness into that part of your body and just breathe into and out of that part of your body, embracing the information it's giving you about its state. We accept any areas that are not so happy, not filled with joy. And this could be emotional rather than physical. And there will always be an emotional cause at the root of any physical discomfort. And you may become aware of certain feelings around that discomfort in your physical body. Just accept those, embrace them. And notice as you accept and embrace this discomfort, how it is easing. You are observing from the place of your true self some disharmony in your body that eventually can create dis-ease in your body. Now the conscious, present, true self that you are in touch with can choose to see and send healing love to that part of your body. Not with the intention of just decreasing the pain, but with the intention of fully healing and realizing the reason for any discomfort. And just be present to any realizations or understandings that arise within you. Just sit comfortably with any emotional pain, or sit uncomfortably with any emotional pain, but do sit with it. Allow it to move through you. Allow yourself to feel it, knowing this is part of the releasing it. And if you feel a build-up of emotional energy, the feeling like you want to cry or scream, let yourself cry. Because with that release will come amazing realizations as to the cause. And we grow and heal and move forward. And if there's more than one part of your body that's in discomfort or feels out of alignment, go into the next part. Again, just accept and embrace. Breathe into and out from that part. Allow anything to arise that does. Be present to it. And send it great love and healing from your heart, from your higher self. And if you want to call on help from higher beings, guardian angels, guides, ascended masters, the universe, universal healing, you can just call upon that to come down through your crown, down into that part of you that needs healing. because we are all wounded healers. And this is our greatest path of transformation. And now draw your awareness back into the center of your chest, into that space deep in your heart chakra. Feel beautiful love and light pouring down through your crown from the highest sources, filling your heart with love. Feel that love emanating out through your whole physical body, right out into the energy field or aura that surrounds your physical body. Know that you are perfect, whole, and complete as you are in this moment. And everything is as it is meant to be in this moment. Now gently relax your mind. We're going to arise from the meditation, coming back into an awareness of your physical body, maybe stretching and moving as you need to, but just keep your eyes closed for a moment more. So really connect with that peace you found inside, even if it was only fleetingly. And as you open your eyes, I want you to open your eyes with full conscious awareness so that you bring that peace into the world of the senses and you see the world as it truly is. And you come into the presence. So just when you're ready, opening your eyes with that peace. Now you can practice this healing meditation whenever you have physical, emotional, mental pain that you don't know what to do with. And what can help sometimes is anything that arose during the meditation is you just write it down. Write it down without censorship, like a stream of consciousness. And this gives your higher self a chance to speak further and give you further insights into what's going on and how your pain is a powerful healer. Namaste.